Summer food, the best sales export figures yet. That's the boast coming out of this AGM. What has accounted for that?
The sales figures that I'm referring to are for 2020. And most companies suffered because of the COVID-19. We had the opposite effect. The type of products we make, which is the herbal teas, became in huge and very strong demand in the Caribbean and in North America. And that drove up our export sales 25-30%. And that's really what has driven this. A lot of people are at home, they're not going to restaurants, and they're buying stuff that, that they would otherwise be buying at restaurants.
Any kind of numbers you can give to put on some clothing onto this best records that you have?
In terms of the exports, we are probably looking at about 7 or 8 million US in sales this year on the export side.
Yes. This is coming from?
It's about, as I said, it's about a 30% increase. So,
very interesting that you should have this AGM, because that in itself is a story. Explain why you have gone this route. You're here, we're at the Pegasus Hotel. It's a wide open space, but some have deferred.
I think there's been a lot of questions being asked about AGMs. Some companies, one company had a closed AGM. They had 3 representatives there, which constituted the quorum. And the stock exchange has gone to court to try and get permission to have online AGMs. We felt that it was important to be able to have our shareholders visit, ask questions, and participate. And because the government has allowed hotels to accommodate more than the minimum number, we chose this hotel with the ballroom where we could accommodate 150 people if necessary. We had 4,000 shareholders at QWI and over 1,000 shareholders for Tetley, and we thought that we should give shareholders, not knowing whether people are going to come out in their numbers, but being able to be ready for it, and at the same time online streaming for people who didn't want to come. So we felt this was the right thing to do.
But yet you're going for an extraordinary general meeting. Why that? Because you have not entertained all the articles that were on your program.
Well, our lawyers advised us that there is a question concerning the issue of adjourning an AGM, and that the law indicated that you can't adjourn an AGM once you have announced a date. And whereas a lot of companies like ourselves have adjourned, postponed their AGM, we wanted to make sure that having this one, we would have the AGM anyway, and at the same time, also where there were not contentious but important issues, we would not want those important issues to be questioned if somebody raised a question about the postponed AGM. So we thought we would have an extraordinary AGM to deal with those specific questions.
Turn to QWI. A tale of two cities. One is doing well as a result of COVID, and the other, as a result of COVID, could have gotten some hit. Explain QWI and the investment and that portfolio, perhaps not doing as well as you would have wanted to, and how does the future look for it?
Well, as you said, primarily the bulk of our investments are in Jamaica and the stock market. And the Jamaican economy has suffered very badly. And as a result of that, the Jamaican stock market, no matter what investments you had, are going to suffer. What we have done, and we decided to do it from the beginning, was to invest in other markets like the US and Trinidad. Those stocks, when they went down originally with COVID, they bounced back. So that has helped cushion the fall that we had. But the Jamaican stocks, it's going to take a while for them to come back, and it's going to follow the economy as tourism restarts, and hopefully COVID doesn't, we don't have a second wave, and the economy starts to pick up. I think the stock market will also pick up. And as John Jackson said, maybe by the end of this year, we'll have recouped a lot of those losses that we incurred.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Timing is right.